Welcome to Ultimate DIY, where you learn to be your own handyman. Today I'm going to give you 9 fence layout techniques that are going to make it much easier for you as a homeowner or a DIYer to get your fence installed correctly the first time. If you see this little green, plastic cover here, it says in-ground cable. That is going to be power, extremely important. This is going to be a telephone. There's one on the other side of the fence that is data. So we've got a ton of stuff going through here. Now, one thing to keep in mind is generally these things are going to be about 2 feet down. That's the frost line here in Texas. And I generally am not going to go much deeper than 2 feet. I'm probably going to go 20 inches or so, and then I knock the post in about another 4 inches, but you're still relatively dangerous with cable buried under the ground. So before you start digging, remember, call 811 because your life could depend on it. This is one area where a lot of first-time DIYers mess up. They think their tape starts right here, when actually it starts here. If you notice, you've got 4 inches here. Take a tape measure. If I started there, I would actually be 2 3/4 of an inch. So I'm going to be off quite a bit, and that can be very detrimental if you have got your runners figured out already. You're not going to reach the pole that you're supposed to reach, and it's going to create issues for you. So I'll pull the tape to where it goes over each one of the old posts. There was one here, right over them, since this was a pre-existing fence. Now, how I like to figure out where I'm going to put the post holes is I start out with my runners. Horizontal pieces that go on the actual fence that hold the pickets. My longest runners are 12 feet. So I know I need a post at 12, 24, 36, and so on. Now I need to break this in half between the 24 and the 36. That's going to put me around 30 feet. So I will come over here and I'm going to mark this just like this. But once I get these dug, I am still going to put a string line. I'll tie it from one end to the other, get it nice and tight, and make sure that my fence is totally straight. So now the question becomes, how deep do I want to put my post? Now that really, depends on what part of the country you live in. If you live in Texas, your frost line is about 2 feet down. Different places are different. So check what your frost line is and how deep your posts need to go. Hey guys, I hope you're getting a lot out of this fencing video. If you'd like to learn a little bit more, check the description. I put a link in there that will get you a free PDF and it'll give you a lot more detail. So be sure you check the description. When it comes to digging the post, I'm going to use a post hole digger. Now I want a really heavy duty, nice digger. This is a very nice one made by Cobalt, sold through Lowe's. It has a measuring stick on the side. It's fiberglass handles, rubber grips, and very heavy duty. If I start running into rock, bedrock and things like that, I will use a big steel post like this to help bang through that rock to get my hole dug. Now I'll push it in just like this, grab, and I usually twist in case there's roots or anything else that helps break it loose. And I start working my way through it just like that. And I'll keep going till I get to at least the 20-inch mark. In some cases, I'll go ahead and do the full 24. I like to leave just a little bit of the post so I can knock it down into the ground. It'll hold that post upright, use a level on it, put the concrete in, and I don't have to worry about it moving as that concrete dries. Another quick tip that'll save you a little time, when you're actually inserting the poles and you're using your banging tool to kind of set it into the dirt a little bit before you put your concrete, you're going to have to get them pretty close to the same level. Now you can come back and we're going to chop off any extra, but I like to get as much of the post in the ground as I can. I want the fence to be extremely strong. So what I'll do is I'll set a height. Mine are all right now at about 93 inches into the ground. So to get that there though, I have to bang this down and I have to keep taking it off because this whole section is made out of a heavy material, like a heavy steel, so it gives this thing a lot of weight. So you don't know exactly where the top of that is. So you're pulling it off, putting it on, pulling it off. What you can do is actually make a mark here on the side of this so that you know where the bottom is. So when you're banging it and it's setting on here like this, I know that that is actually the top of my pole, and I can measure from that down, and I don't have to keep taking it off. I can just keep banging it till I get it where it needs to go. Once you have the concrete in, you've got it knocked a little bit into the ground so it kind of stays nice and steady. You're going to use a level like this, and you are going to check the level. Make sure that you are exactly in the center. I'm going to check this direction, and then I'm going to check the fence line direction. Those are the two areas that I need, and I'm perfect here. So next, I've actually got it plumb. Everything is set. But the problem is the concrete is wet and it's liable to be moving. It could be sinking, it could be going left to right. You know, how do we keep that from happening so the next day when I come out here to start putting my runners on, everything's not out of whack? There's a couple of ways you can do it. One of the ways is once you put it in, you keep doing other things, come back a couple of hours as it's setting up, double check and make final adjustments. And you're usually pretty good at that point. Another way is to take your runners, just like this. This is my runners and my bracket. Put some brackets on, go ahead and attach them and get them all level, and they'll help hold each other up and in place. That's a very good way to keep it plumb. All right, so say you are a first-time homeowner, DIYer, you've never put up a fence before. Say this fence does not exist, it's going to be a brand new fence line. Generally what you're going to do is you're going to put a couple of stakes in the ground and you're going to pull a really tight string line, and that's going to be your line, your property line. Well, what happens is a lot of times DIYers or first-time fence builders actually put the post right on that string. What that means is if I put this post directly on the property line, now I am going to be about 4.5 inches or so onto the neighbor's property with the actual fence line. They've lost about 4.5, 5 inches of their property. You now have it on your side of the yard or your side of the property line. So what you want to do is when you put in those posts, make sure that you're accounting for the actual 4.5, 5 inches. If you're not a subscriber, please hit that subscribe button, ring that little bell notification button so you know about all of my upcoming videos as I release them. Leave me a comment or two. I greatly appreciate that. And as always, we'll see you on the next video.